Hi everyone, Nathan here from Mighty Lancer Games. Today we're just going to be discussing what is the best glue to use to stick together your models. So we're just going to continue our series of videos, which last time was how to remove your parts from the sprue and remove mold lines, etc. This time we're going to be talking about what glue you should use to glue your miniatures together. Now, all these glues here on the table in front of me are available at mightylancergames.co.uk. And first of all, we're going to cover what to use to assemble hard plastic miniatures, such as those that you might find in kits from Games Workshop and many other popular manufacturers. These are the kind of things that come on plastic sprues. So if we just exclude our super glue for a minute, you really want to be focusing, if you're building a kit such as a Games Workshop kit, on these glues here on the table. So the Army Painter glue, that has a nozzle, so you just trim the end off here to be able to release the glue. And this is quite a thick substance that you can maybe see in there. It's quite gloopy and it's very easy to get too much glue in a joint. So if you're looking for a really fine finish, you want to be using one of these four products here. So the Revell and the Citadel plastic glue, they have a metal precision nozzle on there. So you can just see that beading up. So you get a little bit of glue come out that you can apply into fine areas. And both of those are very similar products, work perfectly well. But me personally, I prefer either the Humbrol liquid poly or this Tamiya cement. Now Tamiya do three different versions of cement, two extra thin, one is quick setting, one isn't, and then just a regular cement that is more akin to this Humbrol liquid poly. But the reason I prefer these is they come with a brush, so it allows you to get the glue exactly where you want it on the model, and you've got a lot more control about how much you apply there, because you're choosing how much you're going to liberally spread across your faces of the piece. So what we're going to do is we're just going to shift these out of the way, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate how you would use the Tamiya extra thin cement. So this is a quick setting version and there's a non-quick setting version, but you can see how small that little brush is there just on the end. So this allows quite a precise application, and also this stuff is super thin, so it won't leave excess blobs out the side of your model. So just apply that to the areas, the contact points, and one thing that's really great with this is if you're assembling, say, an aircraft kit where you're using like the sides of the fuselage or whatever, you can actually put these pieces together and then run this glue down the inside of the joint, and that will give you a seamless finish as well. So then we're just going to apply a little bit more around that top bit there in the waist joint, and we'll stick that waist joint on as well. So there we go, very simple. And this glue is not quite as smelly as some of the others. So one thing with plastic glues is it normally has quite a strong odour to it. So always use it in a well ventilated area. But there we go. That's how to assemble things with plastic glue. You don't need a lot of glue. Best if you use something with a precision finish, although the Army Painter stuff is absolutely great. But me personally, I prefer brush applications. Now, if you're using a metal or resin figure, or some of the PVC style figures like the Reaper Bones or WizKids figures that may need assembly, then you really need some super glue. Now other super glue brands are available. We stock Army Painter and some excellent super glue by a company called Javis over at mightylancergames.co.uk, and this stuff you would just apply in very much the same way. So this particular pot of super glue here has the same type of applicator as that plastic glue that I showed you. So we'll just snip the end off there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this leg on, but just to give you an idea of how much glue can really come out of the end of this thing once you squeeze it out. So you see, you can get quite a lot of glue with not a lot of squeezing here. And so once you've decided how you're going to put your leg on, your piece on, you just need to, oh, it's got little locating lugs. There we go. Right, so that goes on, but you see how you get a little bit of glue bleed out the edge. Now, one advantage with super glue is it generally doesn't dry with big blobs. It kind of evaporates a bit, and you do get a strong joint. But really, for plastic kits like this, you want to be using one of the polycements, because polycement generally melts the plastic together, whereas super glue is more of a contact adhesive and won't do that. So, but super glue is really ultimately what you need for if you're assembling resin or metal parts, because the plastic glue just won't react with the surfaces at all. So there we go. So you see how that's quite robust in just a few seconds, and even that plastic glue has done a great job of assembling those parts. Super glue obviously a lot more dangerous in that you can stick your fingers to your model if you apply too much to the kit. So there's a little bit of bleed there. I've just caught my finger on the back of that. So a lot easier to get fingerprints on your model as well if you're not careful, which results in a bit more cleanup later. So there we go. So hopefully that was useful for you. As I say, all these products are available over at mightylancergames.co.uk. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more helpful hints and videos.